My voice is a little drained. Taking Mucinex, blasting all kinds of crap out of my face, and pressing through on the color grade for Kosmic Key. Kosmic Key, R&B rap singer. This is the first time I've gotten to do rap R&B, so I'm excited to tackle the genre.
In a world where nuclear war has begun, vampires fought back in super real 3D.
I like Dunkin' Donuts coffee. Same cup from 8 hours ago when I was still awake the night before.
Right now, on a color grade for a music video in general, I spend about 4 to 6 days color grading, where you gotta get in there and just make everything look good. Like every part of the frame really matters, and tracing out parts for highlights and tracing out parts for shadows, and putting all those different exposure values and layers upon all the different adjustments that you're making. All my videos are color graded inside of Premiere, so you can definitely do it. And I hear people say you have to use Resolve. I don't know, I'm pretty happy with what I'm getting out of just inside Premiere. You can be the judge of that.
Left to stay behind the sun. Well, it won't be very long till memories come to me to carry. Are you unforgivable kind?
Color grading red footage is pretty different than color grading Sony's like log footage. With Sony's footage, it's flat. It's just a flat picture profile. There's no color look to this. This is basically a blank slate. Adobe has, inside of Premiere, there's a global effects button. So if I have it off right now, if I turn it on, you can see all the effects that I kind of did to this so far to give it the look that I think I'm going with. And what that is really up here, that's all these different instances. So each one of these is an instance of a lot of decisions. Looks is a plugin, so while we see these little options in here and the strength level meter, you really have to open up it opens up a separate window within the program. And now we're, sorry guys, I'm still a little sick. And so now we're within here, and I have like all these options of different looks over here to give me starts. I have my favorites that I built up, which is a combination of different things. And each one of these has its own, as I click through it, has its own meters and adjustments. So you can see I've got all this going on just in this one adjustment here, right? And then I put on another instance, if here's another set of looks. And if I open this up, we can see that I kind of use a combination of these things. You see, look, we've got an instance of Lumetri, 3 instances of looks. I also on this created a mask, so I'm drawing out certain areas that I want to highlight. I'm using faces. So really I actually inverted this mask and applied these effects to the outside portions of this mask that I drew. So these effects do not take place inside of this mask, and we can kind of zoom out and see how big the mask actually is. And you have to kind of take it outside the edges of the video frame if you're going to do heavy feathers like this, where it's a really slow gradation. This is not a tutorial. It would be ridiculous for me to expect that I'm really teaching you much here. I'm just giving you an idea of what goes into this is per clip. This is why it takes a week, right? So I'm doing all this for every clip. Let's see, we'll find something that's a red clip here. Now here's like a shot with all effects off, and to turn my global effects back on, I'm pretty much planning to kind of go something along these lines right here. So, gotta take a little bit of a break, stretch. Physical therapist said to do this before, during, and after my workouts. For yoga, you kick your head up towards the ceiling as much as you can, but for this purpose, you're supposed to keep your head straight. If anything, seems like pull your chin in. So you interlock your fingers behind your head, and then kind of push your elbows a little bit more forward, and you want to imagine that you're scraping the ceiling with your elbows. You're really trying to reach. Now from breathing out at the top, the extension gets you further. About 10 reps of that, 10 reps of the other thing I did before for my lower back. You're going to start lower and work your way up. That's what my physical therapist said. That's what I'm doing. That's how I'm going to do it. I am approaching the finish line here. I'm going to finish this thing up today. And tomorrow, those guys are coming out here to watch it. And this is what I do with clients. I force them to come to me, to come to my residence, have a beautiful 65-inch 4K OLED TV. And I know that the colors are accurate. I know that it's not doing super high refresh rate, so it won't look like a soap opera. I've got everything dialed in. Make them see the full potential in its greatest glory before you just send them a link to something and they check it out on their phone on a shitty internet connection and see it at low resolution. Plus through like the little speaker, you want to impact them as much as possible. This way of doing it is not failed me yet. And at least if revisions are requested, you know that it's not because they watched it in a compromised environment, distracted. If they're cool with it, I will film I'll set the camera. I'm thinking about setting the camera up so it's pointing at their reactions to watching the video. Especially if they don't dig it, which would suck. You guys will get to experience a little bit of that and how you work with the artist to collaboratively come to a compromise on what revisions would be realistic to do and how to shape it. Also, how you, when you have the opportunity to explain why you did what you did and why maybe something they had in mind didn't actually work in the edit. And that really happens, including me. I mean, I'll have an idea that I really want to make happen, and it just doesn't make sense when I actually see it coming together in the edit. So I listen to that little voice inside my head, and I go out and follow the flow of where it really wants to go. It'll be a little bit more nerve-wracking actually filming it. I have never filmed people's reactions to this, one of my videos being turned in before, but we'll see what goes on. And hopefully they just love it. That's the ideal situation. We want them to love the video, right?
Gotta get a little coffee in there.
Alright, so I just got the text from Kosmic Key. He went ahead and sent me the final version of the song, which is perfect timing. I didn't know if I would have this yet before I could unveil the song tomorrow, but now that I've got it, I'm gonna go ahead and drop it into the video that I'm now exporting, or about to export. You can definitely make a music video without having the final version of the song. If it's just mastering and EQ adjustments and volume levels that are still being modified on the mix, you're okay, as long as stuff's not moving around in time. If vocals are being shifted one way or the other, if backup vocals are being added, if different guitar takes are being used, if it's a rock band or a drummer, whatever, as long as different takes aren't being used and different timings not being used, you're in fine shape. You can just move forward with editing of an entire music video all the way up until you get the final mastered finished song. That's what I have now, and I hear a lot of differences in this version compared to the one that I've been working with. It's a lot fuller, it's a lot wetter, there's a lot more dynamics happening with panning, so it's cool. I'm excited to go ahead and drag and drop this thing in and see how it all comes together, export some final 4K versions.
I can't love nobody if I can't love myself. Made a little fortune, had a little help. I can never stress, cause I love myself. Loving all my flaws, I just love myself. I can't love nobody if I can't love myself. Made a little fortune, had a little help. I can never stress, cause I love myself. Loving all my flaws, I just love myself. I love myself, and I love you too.
Like it. Love it.
Is that cool?
Yeah, man.
This is just
Run
the
it back.
HD version. Yeah, you want to see it again?
Yeah, run it
But
back.
overall, were you happy with it?
Definitely.
Awesome, man, yeah. With Trans Am, whenever we make a video, the past few we put on Facebook and YouTube because, well, what really happened was we were sticking with just YouTube and somebody ripped it, threw it on Facebook, and then it had significantly more plays happening on Facebook through Facebook's video player. We don't want to take it down because it's got so much traction, but this other guy was getting all the views. So that kind of thing can happen too. But basically on YouTube we were at like 1 or 1.5 million plays. But then on Facebook, we were up to like 11 million plays, and I thought I was looking at it wrong. I was like, oh, like, and this is, oh, it's not the YouTube link. Who's this guy? He took a video. Bottom line is the one on Facebook with Superior. We were up to 36 million on the Bandit Trans Am thing with Burt Reynolds. No revision requested. He said he liked it from top to bottom. I really recommend trying to control the environment and the presentation whenever you're going to turn in a video. Like, try and make sure that they're going to see it the right way if you can. I mean, I know there's a lot of situations where you're just going to have to send them a link and hope that their screen looks okay and hope that they're going to watch it at least on their desktop instead of their mobile phone with a crappy internet connection. Coming up, I've also got another music video I'm shooting next weekend, and it's for Defy the Tyrant. They're an awesome rock band in Tallahassee, Florida. I can't wait to jump on that song. As I get to film more for Eli's documentary, we'll do some more with that. I've also got some corporate work coming up. This company is the company that actually makes all the election hardware and software for elections all through Florida and 14 or 16 other states in the nation. I can tell you about what it's like having to work with a marketing company and then trying to satisfy. There's a lot of heads you have to satisfy with corporate. It's very different, and you light things different. I can talk about that and show you the shots and show you the color grades. So if you're interested in getting all this like information about running your own production company, tips and tricks on lighting and lensing, and the cameras and all this and stuff, please do subscribe. Hit the notification bell down there, and that way you'll be notified when a new episode comes out. I'm going to be putting out a minimum of one a week, and occasionally you'll have two.
Movie Voice.